Hey traders, welcome back to the Modest Money channel. You'd think managing rental properties would be a breeze. Just post a listing, screen tenants, and collect rent, right? But what if the software you're using makes things harder instead of easier? Hidden fees, glitchy apps, or worse, tenants slipping through the cracks because your tools failed you. Today we're breaking down TurboTenant versus RentRedi to see which one actually delivers. Let's get into it. Quick question. Do you want to know some rental secrets? Of course. So, this is it. When picking property management software, forget what the marketing says. The real story lives in the reviews. Because what really separates a good landlord software from a bad one isn't the flashy homepage, but what landlords say after they've actually used it. So, we dug deep into the reviews, the rants, and even the 5-star love letters. And what we found was eye-opening. Let's start with TurboTenant. As always, it makes sense to begin with the negative reviews, because that's where potential deal breakers usually hide. One TurboTenant reviewer didn't hold back. He described his experience as absolutely horrible, saying his account got blocked even after uploading notarized property ownership documents and utility bills. He felt the system was discriminatory and the support team incompetent. That's a harsh take. But here's the context TurboTenant team provided in their public reply. They explained the account had flagged some red signals based on the information submitted and that the decision was made in line with their terms of use. They also stressed that they're committed to fair access for all users and pointed out that their team reached out multiple times to explain the decision. Basically, they didn't ignore the issue. They handled it according to standard security procedure. No doubt such a situation is quite frustrating. But when you look at the other TurboTenant reviews of thousands of landlords using this property rental software daily, it is obvious that complaints like this are rare. In a simpler term, most landlords are raving with praises. One reviewer described TurboTenant as a tremendous value, saying that the platform has an intuitive interface and is packed with features. He tested 3 different landlord property management software before landing on TurboTenant and said it had everything he needed to get started, plus features he didn't even know he needed. He also praised the electronic signature tool for lease agreements, calling it seamless. Another landlord highlighted that TurboTenant was easy to post ads and get solid leads. His one gripe? There wasn't an owner dashboard, so it made communicating financial details with his CPA a little tricky. But even with that, he still admitted the tool was incredibly useful. Now, when we compare that now to RentRedi, here's where the difference really starts to show. RentRedi is currently rated at just 2.6 out of 5 stars. That's quite disappointing. While TurboTenant has got 4.3 out of 5-star rating overall, one user called RentRedi flat out worthless. He said the app kept glitching and freezing. Even worse, he was charged twice for credit reporting fees he never requested. He reached out but never got refunded. No resolution, just frustration. So when you put TurboTenant versus RentRedi side by side, it becomes clear pretty fast. TurboTenant is not only more reliable, it's backed by a community of satisfied users who actually trust the platform. That trust means everything when your rental income's on the line. All right, let's get into what matters most when choosing property management software. The features, because you're not here to pay for fluff. You want tools that work, save you time, and help you rent smarter. And that's where TurboTenant shines. Their online rental applications lets you collect detailed applications from prospective renters for free. You can customize the questions, review applications at your pace, and avoid drowning in paperwork. It's a clean, simple process that filters out the wrong tenants and brings the right ones to your inbox without any back and forth. Then there's tenant screening, and this part is huge. With TurboTenant property rental software, you can instantly request screening reports with background checks, credit history, criminal records, and even eviction reports. Again, this is all included with zero cost to you, and it's structured in a way that makes the reports easy to read, even if you've never screened a tenant in your life. Now, let's talk rental advertising. TurboTenant lets you post your listing on dozens of high-traffic sites like Zillow, Realtor.com, and Apartments.com all at once. No need to repeat the same details over and over. You fill out one listing and your property gets blasted across the top platforms renters are already browsing. It's maximum exposure with minimal effort. But the rent collection tools are what really seal the deal. TurboTenant lets tenants turn on autopay with a couple of clicks. You can customize late fees, and the system automatically reminds tenants if their payment is coming up or late, and the reminders keep going until the rent's paid. You don't lift a finger, and you don't have to be the bad guy. Plus, everything syncs with your bookkeeping, so it's easier come tax time. Compare all of that to RentRedi, and things start to feel underwhelming. Sure, RentRedi app has mobile rent collection, tenant screening, and even accounting tools, but they don't go as deep. Their screening process lacks the polish and clarity TurboTenant brings. Their rent collection feels a little clunkier, and users have complained about app crashes and syncing issues. The accounting tools are there, but basic. It tries to do everything, but doesn't quite master anything. So yeah, RentRedi for owners might cover the basics, but TurboTenant actually makes those basics better. Okay, so is TurboTenant perfect? Of course not. Some landlords highlighted that TurboTenant's dashboard has a learning curve, especially if you're brand new to property management software. But guess what? TurboTenant knows this. That's why they've packed their platform with step-by-step guides, round-the-clock support, and even free webinars to walk you through everything. Within a week, most users go from, "How does this work?" to, "Why didn't I switch sooner?" Compare that to RentRedi, where users complain about constant glitches and surprise charges. TurboTenant's downside is just a speed bump, not a roadblock. So after all those features, let's talk about the cost of this TurboTenant property management for landlords. But quick question, is RentRedi legit? Well, not quite sure. But what I do know is that TurboTenant is 100% legit. And when it comes to pricing, TurboTenant is what I'd call reasonably priced. You get a ton of value even with the free version. And if you decide to unlock some of the advanced tools, the cost is still very manageable, especially compared to how much time and hassle it saves you. When you compare TurboTenant versus RentRedi, here's what stands out. RentRedi charges quite a bit more, and yet it offers fewer features, has more negative reviews, and doesn't deliver nearly the same level of automation or polish. So in terms of value for money, TurboTenant is the way to go. If you want to get the most accurate pricing, just click the link in the description. We try to keep it updated so you can take advantage of any available deals and discounts. All right, so what's the takeaway in this TurboTenant versus RentRedi face-off? It's simple. If you want smoother workflows, landlords' tools that actually make property management easier, TurboTenant is the one. Check the link in the description to get started with TurboTenant and claim any special discount or promo they're running right now.